Hi, I'm Will.
And I'm Risa, and this is Talent Talk.
On today's show, we are so thrilled to be joined by the acclaimed singers, songwriters, artists, Kate and Josh, who make up the incredible HASTING CO. But before we get to our interview with them,
you have to check out their incredible song, SPFU.
We've been planning this thing for months. We both know we've been working too much. So I bought us 2 tickets down to Mexico, 5 days on a beach, a little time alone. Baby, we've got the ocean, and you got the lotion. Let's set this in motion. I wanna SPF you, rub that sunscreen all over your back. Baby, I got the best view of you laying in the sun like that. Whoa, untie that bikini top, 'cause I don't wanna miss a spot. You know what I wanna do, I wanna SPF you. Yeah, we don't have to walk around this tourist town. Let's lay here in the sand until the sun goes down. I'd hate to see you burn, 'cause you're already hot. I know you're a 10, but 8 is all I brought. Baby, slide on over and come in closer. I missed a spot on your shoulder. I wanna SPF you, rub that sunscreen all over your back. Baby, I got the best view.
welcome back to Talent Talk. I'm once again joined by my better half, Risa Binder. And today I am thrilled to be joined by not only Risa, but the acclaimed singers, songwriters, artists, Kate and Josh, who make up the amazing HASTING CO. Kate and Josh, so nice to meet you.
Thank you for having us. We're stoked to be here.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Well-
take the wheel.
Jesus, take the wheel is the
Exactly.
word of the day. We had a great pre-interview chat and I can't wait to dive into it. But before doing so, I just want to say the audience just got a sneak peek at your incredible fun bop SPF Me. We will get into that in a moment. For a moment though, here is Risa Binder.
Hey guys, okay, so I am just getting to know you, but have fallen in love with your vibe. Can you tell me how you became HASTING CO?
Yeah. So years ago, I saw Josh playing. I was underage. He was playing at a bar that is now closed, that was attached to a hotel on Music Row. I was there with my family. I would sneak down and listen to the music. And I just never seen anybody that could play guitar like that and look like that wasn't famous. So I'm like, oh, he's definitely going to be in my band. And he's like, do you want to go on a date? And I'm like, okay, cool. You know, you got to go through the Nashville motions, whatever it takes. So we go on the date, you know, and I'm like, let me tell you my real motive. You're going to be in my band. And he's like, I don't want to be an artist. I just want to be a songwriter. And Woe Is Me was born. And then eventually he joined just me as an artist, Kate Hasting, as like, I was just trying to figure it out if I even wanted to do this. And you wanted to, just do the songwriting thing?
Yeah, I had moved down here a couple of years prior and was just focused on songwriting. I grew up with country music, but didn't see myself at the time being an artist. And so she eventually convinced me otherwise. The dating did not continue, but the music did.
Yeah, we started songwriting together, and just our mutual growing up. We both grew up in really small towns. That's actually my family's farm behind me. Yeah, and so grew up on a cattle, corn, and soybean farm. And he grew up working on a dairy farm. So we were having these really sometimes when you come to Nashville, you're like, I'm going to meet so many country people, and we were going to write all these great country songs. I mean, I've been trying to write She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy girl version for the last 10 years, but here we are. And we met and it was just so easy because of the shared experience.
Yeah, there's so many people here we realized after a while that are sitting in writing rooms trying to come up with the stories that we've already lived. I feel like I spent half of my childhood covered in cow manure, so it's just not.
I don't, more on that later. That feels like a whole nother conversation.
You both are such not only amazing energies, but I feel like you, if this were like the 50s or 60s, you'd have your own variety show. I mean,
Totally.
as a director looking at you, I mean, the both of you are like two peas in a pod. I mean, the dichotomy of Kate, you know, this bubbly, like effervescent, and Josh, you're effervescent through your eyes, but kind of like the straight man. Like, it's like this Sonny and Cher vibe that I cannot get out of my head. But with all of that said, not only are you amazing people and such fun-loving people, as we saw, especially in SPF Me, you two
Well,
are
I think it's funny that you keep calling it SPFU.
It's SPFU. SPFU. Is that
which
you?
makes it actually even better because it makes me question your motives just already in life, which makes me love you more. Duh.
Are your managers and record labels going to kill me?
No, I hope that they change the name of it immediately.
Like,
because that's
literally,
the message I should have sent out to the world.
because I keep saying that, and I'm like, maybe it is, maybe there's some unlocked feelings where I just have to go to my husband tonight and be like, SPF me.
Right, get your sunscreen
It sounds
out.
very Freudian.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something going on there.
Okay, thank you so much for that affirmation, Josh. But listen, actually, this is a good buoy into my next question, well, actually statement. I mean, first and foremost, thank you for providing a safe space for me to be my authentic, crazy self. Oh, I don't know, like saying the wrong name of your effing song, number one. Number two, what I love,
SPFU.
thank you for yes anding. Oh my God, she's got instruments with her hands. I'm in love with her. Okay. Will, you're married. That was in my head. Okay. The thing is this, you both are also not afraid to go to the vulnerable. And for people who don't know, you both obviously also have a shared experience with the loss that you both shared with the loss of your father. And the fact that like, if you don't mind, I just found that so moving in that, again, the dichotomy of the both of you. You not only are able to spread joy, but also inspire through your vulnerability in sharing your story that makes you that much more effing relatable. I'm curious when you found that out about one another, you know, what that conversation was like.
We went through it together. We didn't find it out about one another. It was the beginning of the first year of the band. So I lost my dad 3 months into the creation of HASTING CO. And
Yeah, I mean, it was what,
11.
March of 18 or something when we became a duo, and your dad's accident was in June of 18, and then my dad passed 11 months later.
Yeah. So my dad in a car accident, and my mom, like, you know, she's still recovering from that. We spent a year in the hospital. She's learning to walk again. And then your dad's a totally different story.
Yeah. My dad was diagnosed with a really rare form of leukemia when I was 3 or 4. And, I mean, thankfully survived, decades, but eventually succumbed to complications from medication and heart problems that came as a result. And I found out, honestly, they had waited to do a memorial for her dad. And I found out the night, like as I was walking out of her dad's memorial, that they had given my dad a month to live.
Yeah, like he disappeared into a side room, and our friends from Nashville, we have the best friends. It was Madeline McDonald at the time, Priscilla Block, and Sarah Jones, who are Priscilla and Sarah are the co-writers on almost all of our songs. And they had driven down there, and I went to find everybody, and he was in a side room. And I just kind of knew, because we knew we were headed in that direction, I guess. We just didn't know when.
Yeah, there's just no knowing.
So now we were like, which is worse? You know, because like Josh and I are like masochists. So we're like, which one is actually worse? Losing them instantly, or, you know, having time, you had a conversation with your dad?
Yeah, I was able to say, have all the conversations, not leave nothing unsaid. But you know, watching someone suffer for a long period of time and slowly degrade versus losing them in an instant and not being able to have those conversations, but also being able to, you know, not see them suffer.
And thank
And
goodness.
it's weird because a lot of the things that are bad now, or like that the fallout from it, and I'll be really honest about that,
Yeah.
because him and our manager kind of watched this year has really been for me the fallout from it, because my mom finally got like a little bit of health, and you know, she started like living on her own and being able to do more things independently. And I got sober, and so like in all of that was this whole, like, I feel like in some ways I'm just now mourning the loss of my dad and that fallout, because there was always something to distract you from the actual emotion the first, you know, couple years. And so it's been more challenging this year than I ever remember it being in the years before. And I think that's because we were on autopilot, and I never really had to stop and really think about like the gravity of what had happened.
Having each other's friends and bandmates through this time, there's probably no words to accurately describe what that feels like, but the music and being in a room together, going through it and putting music out, is there a therapy in that for you at all, would you say?
Oh, we fight in music and co-write, so no, just
Okay.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I would say the whole process is therapeutic. There's something to do, like idle hands, you know, or the devil's work. And we've gotten really, we were blessed at the same time. Everything was taken, something huge was given, with Priscilla Block breaking on being like the first, you know, major country artist to break on TikTok. Universal, I mean, it was the biggest bidding war I've seen here in town ever, over a female artist, and watching her sign, and then bringing, you know, we all have been writing together for years, and her and Sarah deciding on the songs that we had all written together as some of the first songs to release was just insane. We got to hear our songs played at the Grand Ole Opry. Like, so we've had like these great, huge moments that have come out of it. So that's definitely been therapeutic, and it wouldn't have happened without each other. But us being in a duo has been the bane of our dating existence.
And we'll save that for Dr. Phil.
Right.
Listen, Kate and Josh, Risa and I have been waiting to ask this next question for both of you. Kate and Josh, are you ready for game time?
We are ready for game time. We were born for it.
As ready as I'm going to be.
We are going to be playing one of our favorite games called Sing It, Guess It. So here is how it is going to go. I'm going to blindfold myself. Risa is going to hold up a picture of something, and one by one, between you, Kate, and then Josh, back and forth, you are going to sing clues, and I'm going to try and guess it as fast as I can. I'm a very competitive, born in Brooklyn kind of guy. So go fast. Let's do this. On your mark.
Josh first.
Josh first, get set. My Van Gogh mask, go.
Hey, you bring this to an airport and you stuff all your clothes in it.
Suitcase.
If you know me, you find these all around the house. It kind of grosses my boyfriend out. They look like caterpillars for your eyes. You can get them glued or pre-glued.
Fake eyelashes.
Yes! Can't you?
Kate wears these on a daily basis.
It turns everybody off.
Sorry, this is a joint song.
Yeah, I can't get a date because of it.
It's a crazy sort of footwear that if you're country, you really like.
High heels, cowboy boots.
No, if you ain't rocking. Think about an alligator, but it ain't an alligator, it's a
Leather boot.
wow, that's not where I saw that going. Okay,
It rhymes
Leopard?
with rocks. It rhymes with rocks. You wear them.
yeah, it rhymes with rocks, and then you wear
Crocs!
them on your feet. Yeah.
I just went through puberty with that scream.
There's two more.
I'm exhausted.
I grew up milking these udders.
Cows!
Last one.
Everybody pretends they hate this band, but you know you're really a fan, and we just all want to be big rock stars. Every drug dealer knows your name or something.
Do a bad rhyme, because I don't know that he'll know it.
Slick your hair back.
Hanson?
Uh,
Who's that?
Backstreet Boys, NSYNC?
It's a rock band that rhymes with.
I'm effed. I don't know. I know
It's
Broadway.
It's a rock band that rhymes with Slickerback.
Nickelback? Nickelback.
Yeah!
Well, thank you, Kate and Josh, for playing that game. I was a walking, living trauma with a blindfold on during that, but you all did great. Risa, God bless you. But before we go, and you both are so amazing for agreeing to sing us out with something, I just want to ask one more thing. Obviously, it's been a time for all people, but especially artists, to look within, to really accentuate their why statement. And thank you first and foremost, both Kate and Josh, for really digging deep and talking about, and I know you, Kate, more than Josh, really dug into this whole notion that it was during this time of sitting with oneself to really investigate maybe some emotions that weren't dealt with. And I'm curious for both of you, we can begin with you, Kate, and then you, Josh, what you're both most optimistic about as the world slowly but surely starts to open up. Because honestly, if I've ever met optimistic people, you two are atop that list.
Oh, I mean, maybe that's it. I didn't know my purpose. Maybe I've always known I was supposed to be like, there was no stopping me in whatever I was going to choose. And writing and singing, I'm more of a Taylor than a Carrie, but who's counting? Like, just, I'm a character, And so,
yes,
like,
you are, and I love that about you.
God bless you. Some people do not. I was like, I knew that telling stories and I've always wanted to be a part of country music. Like, that is what I was raised on. That was what I was raised around. I used to just play in bars in high school and college. Was really important to me. Just to become a part of country music. But now I see it as something bigger. And it's why we choose our songs. Everybody calls us the party band, but it's not about that. It's like, how can you live through what we live through and then authentically sing sad songs? Like, we have to, I think our mission right now, at least, or my mission, is for sure to bring people joy, and also to be super aware that I have no idea what the cashier at the Dollar General is going through at that time, because the bottom line is we worked the whole way through the entire situation, and you just do the best you can. So I know I want to be just a good person out of this more than anything.
Yeah, and I think what I'm optimistic about coming out, you were talking about as the world opens up again.
Oh yeah, you are actually answering the question. I was just giving a monologue. Love ya.
I'm really optimistic. I think all the time at home, I think it made me more and more thankful for human interaction. I think that goes for a lot of people. But I think through that, I ended up learning to get over a lot of social anxiety and to
you did
kind of be out of my comfort zone a little bit. And I have doubled down on just like relationship and loving the people around me. And I'm excited about getting to do that on a personal level with as many people as possible, including y'all.
And we've all been, like, everybody's like, what's the end goal? We have no end goal. We are falling back in love with the process.
Oh,
And
I love that. I love that.
If it means, you know, we're the Hardy to Priscilla's Morgan Wallen, then we'll be in backstage rooting her on, and we'll be at every damn show rooting her on. If that means we get to join her on stage, we'll be on that stage. But really, I mean, that is not what it's about. The part is every day doing the right thing to get where you're supposed to be. That's where we're at.
I love that
Rita,
so
I'm
much.
about to cry. I don't know about you, but you two need to do a TED Talk and a variety show and win all the Emmys, Grammys, Oscars, and Tonys. Risa, you can cue them up to sing the song because I'm over
Yeah,
here.
will you please do us the honor of playing us out with something of yours? We just love everything you guys do. So anything that we can dance to out, we will just love to hear.
Let's do it.
Love to.
So we're gonna play the single that we're releasing. Let's do Brunch Drunk.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we were forced to take this song off the internet. It's a whole thing. There's an NDA around it. It was forced in a good way. There's huge things happening that we can't talk about. But this song was the first song that we ever wrote with Priscilla Block and Sarah Jones. That was like, this is who we are, and this is the joy we want to bring our audience. So this is called Brunch Drunk.
I love it.
I got a hill of a hangover hanging over from last night. It's like a wrecking ball. I need an IV and Pedialyte. I could lie and say I'm never gonna drink again, but everybody knows how that story ends. Besides, I got a gun, it's the latest trend. Call up all of my friends, we're gonna get brunch drunk. Pour a little OG in my champagne, don't stop. And keep on coming, we're about to turn up, baby. And all I wanna do is hold on to last night's buzz and get brunch drunk. All right, we're gonna go to the bridge. Let's go. Brunch drunk. If you're looking like a hot mess wearing last night's dress. Brunch drunk. If you're making best friends with the bachelorettes, you're brunch drunk. If your bike is chasing your eggs and bacon, if you're already calling in late for Monday because you were in the middle of Sunday fun day. Brunch drunk. Pour a little OG in my champagne, don't stop. Keep on coming, keep on coming. Brunch drunk. Pour a little OG in my champagne, don't stop. And keep on coming, we're about to turn up, baby. And all I wanna do is hold on to last night's buzz. Brunch drunk. Woo! Yeah, everybody's getting brunch drunk.
Woo! Kate and Josh of Hasting Co., the both of you, thank you so much for not only being on Talent Talk with us today, but thank you so much for making the choice every day to continue to choose light, love, and laughter, because you
Yes.
two are a ball of goodness that this freaking world needs now more than ever. You both are such effing stars. I can't raise Risa. My palms are sweating, and it's not just because of my anxiety. I'm like, no, I have that. You too? Okay, God bless. But I'm just so grateful. You both are amazing. Risa, I love you too.
You.
We love you guys, and when are you coming to town is the next question, and we can address that offline.